Do you guys have any final thoughts?
Nope. I had a great time doing this, and definitely value and respect a lot of your baseball knowledge, both of you. I say this to Paul almost every time I talk baseball with him, how dedicated and passionate he is about such a shitty organization. I'm not even saying that in a mean way. I give him so much credit, and like,
The Pirates.
I've never experienced, I'm going to sound like a spoiled Yankee fan, and yes, we don't have all the rings that we used to have, whatever, but I've never experienced losing seasons like the way Paul has, and he still sticks with his team and watches majority of games. So if you have a bad team out there, stick with them, because the good years are going to make those bad years so much better, and kind of just your fandom will definitely go a long way if you actually stick with your bad teams.
Well, anytime Paul puts a futures bet on the Pirates win total, he's kind of suckered into sticking around for the whole season anyways, just to see if he loses money.
That's what I got to do to like keep myself invested in mid to late September. Jason, I appreciate you really you threw a lot of love to the Pirates throughout the course of the podcast. I'm sure there's maybe none of our listeners or future listeners who are going to be Pirate fans. I do appreciate you throwing that out there. It's tough, but yeah, no, I appreciate it nonetheless. Yeah, I do always pull for him. I would also say it's a lost art to listen to a baseball game, but I was listening to the game before we hopped onto the podcast today. I enjoy that a lot as well. Like that can be something you can do. You can just throw on headphones and listen to a ball game. Even if you're doing something else, it's very easy to just kind of to listen to what's going on. But I appreciate the love. Go Buccos. We'll get back there 2026 World Series.
I love that for you, Paul. And again, thank you to joining in on this. I reached out to Jason first. When Jason brought you up to join us tonight, I was like, oh my God, yeah, why didn't I think of Paul too? Paul would be great for this. We podcasted before together too. So my bad for not originally thinking of you, but I'm happy to have had both of you here tonight. It's great to see both of you too as well.
I appreciate it. It went smoother with us not being, intoxicated as we were for some of the previous ones that we did back in the day. So
yeah, definitely a little smoother. Still we ended up talking for like 2 hours, but definitely smoother. Definitely smoother.
Really quick, last thing I'll say. The reason why Paul even came up here, which is what I was saying before, Paul texted me today at 2 p.m. randomly. He was working, and he goes, "Sorry, just need to rant quickly. If the Pirates trade Brian Reynolds this summer, I really need to reevaluate my dedication as a fan. I mean, this guy's going to hit 30 home runs this year and is going to get his average up to 280 at least. He's a star. He's a centerpiece." And then I said, "Well, we're talking baseball later." So, and that's how Paul came onto this podcast. Him rapping about his 14 and 134 Pirates. So
perfect.
I'll take it. Never had a $100 million contract in team history, by the way. Just let that sink in.
Really?
Same.
Never. Brian Hayes is the biggest, and he's like 7 years, 80 mil. It's the biggest contract in team history.
Wow. I wonder what other teams would not have one of those. The Rays probably.
No, they got one now with Wander.
Yeah, you're right. Mate. Wow.
The A's, I think Eric Chavez was their top, and it was like 60 mil.
Yeah, the A's would probably be like the only other team